don't think that religion has anything useful to teach us.
All of these cults are equivalent glimpses of the untrue.
To not believe in God is to know that it falls to us to make the world a better place.
Let's get deep and philosophical. It's logic I bring in this discussion with a touch of some percussion and string. I don't intend to provoke, poke fun, or try to revoke misgivings or ill will. I only want to promote rationality, free thought, intellectual honesty, to ponder and possibly put logic atop theology. And soon you gotta see that the facts stand on their own, without necessity of myth or any ancient tome. See, many cultures show devotion to a different notion of a god or deity who set the universe in motion. They can't coexist cause the myths contradict, but each will insist, persist that theirs is the best. They got the only right one. They were somehow enlightened in truth with the proof in scripture that they quick to cite, then but fail to see the fallacy. Fact based on locality? How can world truth claims vary by nationality? Quite the conundrum, wondering which is true. You say the others are wrong, but the same can be said of you, when none could back up claims, and the fact remains it's the same whether your name Smith, Schwartz, or Hussein. So take a step back, be objective and reflect on the facts, irrespective of what lessons you've had in the past. I won't ask what your affiliation is, simply think for yourself, take it from this atheist.
Thinking for yourself and taking all the risks that will come from that. The most overrated of the virtues is the metaphysical claims of religion are untrue.
Can you believe in this God on bad evidence, which is to say on faith?
One of the main reasons why people are religious is because they're persuaded by the apparent design of living things.
Since the beginning of time, mankind's been trying to find answers to questions that nest in the human mind, like where'd we come from, how'd we get here? I regret that we don't know yet, but you can bet we're working on finding the truth. It's my contention that currently it may be just beyond our comprehension. It's quite okay, we don't yet know it today. That's not to say there's no way that we may someday, because there's plenty we don't know now but might soon. Ignorance doesn't give us the right to assume and make assertions blindly. I kindly think it's finally time we dismiss the myths and wish to find the truth that we uproot from an honest pursuit. Forget your biases, level of pious as high as the roof. But back then, scientific knowledge was lacking. It had to be magic that made it happen. Perhaps we can't hack the unknown. It's natural to go and patch the gaps with hatched up facts of our own. And the result is religions and cults with an aim to spread truth claims from the pulpits. The more we learn, the more religion regresses. Gotta confess, it sounds a lot like the guesses of ancient peasants. Yes, knowledge was limited, myths clearly derivative of desert dwelling, poor nomadic Bronze Age primitives. Not an intentional lies, just due to their lack of science, followed by generations of blind compliance. And our descendants extended it to the present. A percentage of us hold to these tenets and represent it still. But now that we have the tools, we're equipped to disprove and refute these superstitions and views. But I'm confused as to why so many people adhere to what to me is quite clear speculation and fear. So beware, look within your holy books and you will find that there's nothing divine or beyond the knowledge of the time. So think about this and see my position, that this will be a mystery existing since the beginning of history. Just try and open up your minds and eyes, you'll find that this applies to every God ever devised. Yeah, this is just a little taste and gist, so embrace the gift from the lips of this atheist.
I think that it is a cowardly cop-out to suggest that just because we don't yet understand something, therefore magic did it.
Ethical life is possible without religion.
The idea that you simply can't imagine not existing after death is for lack of trying.
Look, if I was trying to console somebody dying, I'd probably lie and make up a story about reuniting with lost friends and family, where you'd be everlastingly blissful and happy. A wishful fantasy, understandably so, cause it appeals to dreams and ideals. You escape death and avoid fate, but is it real? I think not. The reason people cling and believe it brings relief, helps with the sting of bereavement. The idea that you live after rapture, forever in heaven, is natural, that would attract you. Cause who wouldn't want to be a part of that nirvana? Exist in utopian bliss when you're a goner. But would you rather have the facts to gather, whether we're magic or matter? Evidence backs that we're the latter. Heaven's implicitly non-existent. Don't get me wrong, I don't wish it, I just think it's time we be realistic. But if you insist heaven exists, what's hell? Well, from what I can tell, just the antithesis of this. The thought as a whole of a spirit or soul and divine justice must be just a means of control. And if there's never been heaven, then where you headed after earth? I'll answer with a question, where were you before your birth? Use rational thoughts, sever any religious rhetoric, use your discretion. Take my suggestion and question everything everything. Never give credit for what us human beings do. God's never did anything, the credit belongs to you. So ask, were we created by magic divine powers, or is God nothing more than a mere creation of ours? You have to review the more rational view, then either pass or pursue fact, and with that I conclude. So yeah, I hope you listen, dismiss your presuppositions, for this was an exhibition of wisdom from atheism.
You see religion on 100 fronts losing the argument with science.
If you base medicine on science, you cure people. If you base the design of planes on science, they fly. If you base the design of rockets on science, they reach the moon. It works, bitches.